Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're excited to explore something a bit different. We're moving beyond the usual talk of Bitcoin, Ethereum, or NFTs.
Right.
We're digging into decentralized science, or DeSci. You might think crypto is just about, digital money. But what if that same tech is actually set to, well, fundamentally change how we do science, how we fund it, how we conduct it?
It's a really fascinating area, and it's tackling some very real problems in traditional science.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Because
Okay.
traditional science, for all its amazing successes, does face some big hurdles, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Things can be incredibly slow, get bogged down in bureaucracy, and there's this heavy reliance on just a few big funding sources.
Which can make it feel very much like a who you know kind of world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Research proposals stuck in queues for months, funding that maybe comes with tight restrictions.
Limits the scope, yeah.
And then there's the data itself, sometimes locked behind expensive journal paywalls, right?
Yeah,
Which makes collaboration harder.
definitely hinders collaboration.
So this is where DeSci enters the picture. Using those core blockchain ideas, decentralization, transparency.
Immutability, yeah, those are key. And it's critical to understand why those traditional problems matter so much.
Go on.
Well, when good ideas get delayed or funding is too narrow, it's not just an inconvenience. It actually stifles innovation. Potentially groundbreaking work might just stall.
Or never even start.
Precisely. And that locked up data, it fragments knowledge. It makes it super difficult for researchers to check each other's work or build on it efficiently or even spot bigger patterns across different studies. It slows down the speed of discovery itself.
Right, okay. So how does DeSci flip that using blockchain?
So fundamentally, it shifts the paradigm. Think about funding. Instead of the usual grant application to, say, a government agency or a big foundation,
The traditional route.
right, a researcher can pitch their project to a DeSci DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization.
Okay, DAO. We hear that term a lot. How does it work for science?
Well, these aren't just any DAOs. Often they're set up specifically for scientific governance. And the interesting part is who votes on the funding.
Uh-huh.
It could be a mixed experienced scientists, yeah, but also maybe crypto folks who understand the tech, or even just members of the public who are really passionate about, say, Alzheimer's research or climate solutions.
So it democratizes the funding decision, opens it up
Oh.
beyond the usual panel.
Exactly. It potentially lets in ideas or perspectives that traditional peer review might overlook. It's about widening the net for innovation.
Interesting. But DeSci's impact isn't just about the money, is it? You mentioned collaboration, too.
No, it goes much further. DeSci aims for a way more open research environment, so researchers could publish findings, even raw data, directly onto a blockchain.
Making it transparent.
And immutable. Can't be changed after the fact. This isn't just about stopping data fudging, though that's part of it. It really changes how we verify science.
How so?
Well, imagine a big clinical trial. Every step from collecting the initial data, maybe tweaks to the method, every observation, it's all publicly time-stamped on the blockchain.
Wow. Okay, so anyone could trace the process.
Potentially, yes. That level of openness could transform peer review from something that happens after publication to more of a continuous, transparent check throughout the research lifecycle.
Well, that's a huge shift. You also mentioned an innovative economic model earlier, tokenizing research. That sounds different.
It is. This is where DeSci gets potentially quite disruptive, actually.
Okay.
So beyond just funding, some projects are exploring tokenizing the research itself, meaning if you contribute, maybe you fund it, maybe you provide data, maybe you help with review, you might get a token.
The crypto token.
Yeah. And this token could do a couple of things. It might give you a say in the project's direction, like a vote.
Okay, governance again.
But here's the kicker. That token could also potentially represent a share of any intellectual property that comes out of it, if the research leads to a successful drug or technology.
Wait, so contributors could actually own a piece of the resulting IP?
Potentially, yes. That's the idea being explored. It completely changes the incentives. It's not just philanthropy or institutional funding anymore. It could make scientific discovery something the public can invest in directly.
Like owning a tiny stake in a potential breakthrough.
Nice.
Wow, it sounds incredibly promising.
It does.
But what's the reality check? What's the pushback? Surely it's not all smooth sailing.
Oh, definitely not. You're right to ask. DeSci is still very new, very nascent, and it faces some major hurdles.
Such as?
Well, regulation is a big one. It's murky. Who legally owns IP developed decentrally? What's the legal standing of these research tokens? Liability issues if something goes wrong? These are big unknowns.
Okay. Legal gray areas.
And then there's the tech itself. For a lot of scientists dealing with blockchains, smart contracts, wallets, it's a steep learning curve. It's complex.
All right, requires a different skill set. And what about those DAOs? You mentioned the public voting. How do you stop it becoming just a popularity contest? How do you ensure real scientific merit wins out over hype?
That's a very fair point and a critical challenge. It's something the space is actively working on.
Yeah.
Some DAOs are experimenting with weighted voting, or maybe verified scientists or experts have more influence, or multi-stage reviews that still incorporate traditional peer review before a wider vote. It's about finding that balance.
So quality control mechanisms are being built in.
They have to be. Otherwise, you risk diluting the science. And related to all this is the massive challenge of building trust. The established scientific community is, understandably, cautious.
They need proof it works, I imagine. Verifiable success stories.
Exactly. It takes time to integrate such a radically different model. But despite all these challenges, the potential is undeniable.
The potential to make science more open, faster, maybe fairer.
Precisely. By using these blockchain concepts, DeSci really could help unlock breakthroughs in critical areas, like medicine or climate change. The promise is huge.
So wrapping this up then, what this deep dive really highlights, I think, is how crypto tech is much more than just, digital assets.
It's foundational technology.
Yeah, it's a tool that could potentially build new, maybe more efficient, more equitable systems for really fundamental things, like science. It's a quiet revolution, perhaps, but a profound one.
It really could be.
And it leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? How might a fully decentralized, transparent scientific world actually change discovery itself within our lifetimes?
What breakthroughs could that speed up?
Exactly. And what new questions does it raise about the public's role, even financial stake, in scientific progress? Something to definitely keep thinking about.